I'd like to begin by saying thanks to the Student Chapters Committee and all the other committees that focus their efforts on helping students in the AAPG. I'd also like to thank the numerous amounts of people that have come before us to make this organization as great as it is. Can you all hear me now? Excellent. I'd also like to say thank you to Chevron, who employs me and allows me to do the things I do for the AAPG and for students, and also sponsors student dues, as well as sponsors a student lounge, which I encourage you to visit and take advantage of the student dues program. And without further ado, I'll turn the program over to Bob Stewart with ExxonMobil.
All right, can you guys hear me? Excellent. Okay, so in my role at ExxonMobil, I often claim that I have the best job in what is arguably the best company on the face of the earth. And the other day I was talking to a guy, Mark Olson with ConocoPhillips, and he was asking about what I do and started describing it, and I had a little bit of an epiphany, and it dawned on me that I not only have the best job in what is arguably the best company on the face of the earth, or maybe even the known universe, I have the best job in this entire industry. And my job, what I do is I hang out with you guys. I do it year-round. I educate you guys. I get to hire a few of you guys into what is unquestionably the best geoscience role you can possibly have. And so it's an absolute joy for me to be able to come up here and welcome you to the ExxonMobil reception for students. It's another example of our commitment to you guys, literally the lifeblood of this industry. It gives us always a very confident feeling that the energy industry is going to be in good hands for decades to come. So tonight, this is a celebration of you. So enjoy yourselves, and I want to personally thank you, and I wish I could thank each and every one, but thank you for coming on board into this wonderful science that we all get to do, and I hope that all of you pursue careers in this industry. So thank you.
Thanks, Bob. And as you guys may know, this event has been put on by Exxon as a generous sponsor for a number of years now. We do want to thank them. And if you heard Dr. Weimer's speech at the opening ceremony, he definitely showed the numbers and backed that this is the future of the organization here in this room and the future of the science. So thank you, guys. I'd now like to invite Chris Beeling to the stage to represent the SEPM.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for having me. For my sins, I'm the president of the SEPM, the Society for Sedimentary Geology, for this year, and we, you may know, collaborate with and join with the AAPG in a number of their activities. We're a fairly active participant in all the AAPG conventions, and we are particularly active in student society activities, and so this is why I'm here. I won't claim to have the best job in the world or work for the best company in the world or come from the best state in the universe or anything like that, but I would say I feel both lucky and privileged to be able to get paid for my hobby. And there's not many people who can say that. And many of us as geologists do exactly that, and we are definitely in the best profession on the planet. SEPM has thousands of members, It is possibly the largest scientific society covering the field of sedimentary geology. We publish 2 superb journals, the Journal of Sedimentary Research and Palaios. We publish numerous SPs, special publications, the Great Red Books, and various other publications that I'm sure you've all used in the course of your careers so far. But more importantly than that, we're actively engaged in student activities. If you don't know already what SEPM does for students, we offer travel grants to attend this meeting. Many of you in the room probably have been awarded travel grants for this meeting. We offer research grants. We're in the process of finalizing our research grants for this year, and a significant number of you might be hearing from us with happy news very soon. We offer very inexpensive membership for students, and we offer access to all our superb publications. So I'd ask, if you're not already members, please consider joining us. It's a great society. It's a society that looks after our discipline of sedimentary geology very effectively. Thank you very much.
And now for the awarding of the first awards tonight, we'd like to invite Sue Waters to the stage, representing Shell. She'll be awarding the poster and reminding everybody of the oral session winners. Thank you, Sue.
Yeah. On behalf of Shell, it is my extreme pleasure to announce the winners of the 2012 AAPG Student Poster Session. We had over 100 abstracts submitted for the session, and from those, the top 15 were selected for this jurored competition. The quality of these posters today was outstanding. Our judges noted what a fun but very challenging job they had scoring these excellent posters. In recognition of the students' exceptional work, each of the 15 will receive a $250 travel stipend. I ask that these students stand and be recognized now. Okay, now for the winners. We'll start with 4th place. The 4th place author receives tonight $500. And their university receives a check for $250. The 4th place poster is Sequence Stratigraphy, Sandstone Architecture, and Depositional Systems of the Lower Miocene Succession in the Karanakawa Bay Area, Texas Gulf Coast. The author is Ranatapurn Vangaran, University of Texas at Austin. If you would come forward, please. Very good. The 3rd place author receives tonight $1,000 and their university a check for $500. The 3rd place paper is Kinematic Indicators of Strike-Slip Faults in 3D Seismic Data, Implications for Fault Propagation. The author is Christopher Wild, Cardiff University. Please come forward.
Thank you.
Right, nice, right here. That's great. And one more time, right there. Thank you.
Good job. Moving on to 2nd place. The 2nd place author receives $1,500 and their university a check for $750. The second place poster is Miocene Seismic Stratigraphy and Deepwater Depositional Systems, Offshore Angola, Interaction of Salt Tectonics and Slope Sedimentation, Ioje Alobe, University of Bergen, Norway. Please come forward.
Get right behind it. Perfect. Right there. Good. And one more time right there. And great.
Great job. Congratulations. Okay, first place. The first place student receives tonight $2,000 and their university $1,000. The first place poster is numerical reconstructions of post-rift burial diagenesis, Lower Carboniferous, Derbyshire Platform, UK, Miles Fraser, University of Manchester.
Get a little closer to each other right there. That's good. Right there. Good. One more time right there. And perfect.
Congratulations. Great job. Judging of the 2012 student oral papers is going on throughout these 3 days of the convention, and the winners will be announced later in the Explorer. I would like for us to recognize last year's oral competition winners, if they would stand or wave. Fourth place last year was Justin McDonald of Adelaide. Third place was Xavier Rafunnel of Oklahoma. Second place was Danica Drulis of Stanford. And first place was Anjali Fernandez of University of Texas. Congratulations to all our winners.
This year we had a number of absolutely incredible performances by the student chapters. And this is the time of the program where we announce the winners of Student Chapter of the Year Award. To award these honors, I'd like to invite Mr. Gutierrez with Slumberjay to the stage.
Thank you, everybody. It's a real honor to be here and be seated next to the talent of the future industry. On behalf of Schlumberger, it's my pleasure to present here the winners of the honorable mention for the international chapters. University of Pembangunan National Veteran from Indonesia. I don't think we have any representatives, so this will be mail. Oh, we do? Oh, great.
Want to set your iPad down, please?
Sure. I'll hold it for you, Mark.
Handshake right in the middle there, please. There you go. Eyes right here. One more time. Right there. And thank you.
The second winner is the University Institute of Technology Sepuluh November. It's also from Indonesia. Oh. Now we move on to the honorable mention for the U.S.-based chapters. We do have two winners, University of Utah. The following winner is University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Now we move on to the winners of the Outstanding Student Chapter Award for the U.S.-based chapters. And the first winner is Stephen F. Austin State University. So the check didn't bounce, so it's good. So now we move to the Outstanding International Chapter winner, okay, and that's the University of Aberdeen. Thank you very much.
That was excellent. So we're going to move into a portion of the evening where we're going to award the Student Chapter Committee's most prestigious award. And I'd like to ask we bring the room to a hush, because this will be brief, I promise, but this is a incredible night, I think. This is an incredible event. So let's respect the event itself. I'd like to invite Bryant Folk and Bill Houston to the stage.
I'd just like to open by saying to Bob Stewart that when New Zealand Oil and Gas acquires the best company on the planet, I'll put in a good word for you. My name is Bill Houston. I'm a past chair of the Student Chapters Committee. And if you'll bear with me for a moment, I'd just like to give you a brief history of the student programs in AAPG. The Student Chapter program was initiated in 1978 by the Membership Committee. And it was for a 3-year pilot program that included 6 schools. And to give you an idea of how different enrollment was at that time, those 6 schools encompassed 250 students. And it was approved by the Executive Committee in 1979. And in minutes from that meeting was a note that the group that proposed from the Membership Committee, the Student Chapter Program, came to them with bylaws and an operations manual. And having just finished a term on the Executive Committee, I can honestly say that we don't see that very often. It's a level of detail that's pretty incredible, and it's a large part of why the program exists today, why it was approved. And I'll come back to the reason and the people behind that. But the program was conceived for 2 reasons: to use the chapters as a means of contact with the geological profession, both inside and outside of academia, and to get students to think of themselves as professionals prior to their graduation. An important message for you all to take away tonight, because that still stands as a major mission of AAPG student programs. The pilot program was chaired by Jim Hartman from 1981 to 1984. In 1981, the rapid expansion following the pilot program led the executive committee to make it a standing committee of AAPG. It was originally funded by AAPG and the AAPG Foundation, and in 1989, Shell contributed funding, and as you'll see tonight from the various signage and the slides, we now enjoy an incredibly robust and impressive number of corporate sponsors that are committed, long-standing members to AAPG student programs. In 1984, as a result of the success of the student program, the chapter program, they started the student field trip in San Antonio. There were two things that started: the student field trip and the general store. And the executive committee at that time specifically allocated that the profits from the general store go to the students that work the store, and that is true today. And so if you haven't entertained having your school work the store, do it. It's free money. From 1984 to 1995, there were only 20 people that participated in the Student Chapters Committee, which I find truly amazing, because for my time being chair of the committee, it's a tremendous amount of work. And I'd like to actually use that opportunity to give an extra round of applause for these 5 people on the screen, because they do a tremendous amount of work. Now, part of the success that we have today is because of Jim Hartman and the people that started the program, and there's been a lot of paying it forward. There's been a lot of people that have trained their protégés moving ahead, and I was one of those. When I was chair of the committee, I had a very good mentor by the name of Bob Shoup, who's back here in the really loud shirt. So I was chair in 2004 to 2007. Interesting anecdote that the very first student chapter was OU, and Don Oneski and Jim Hartman went to a meeting of that student chapter and were very impressed with the student chapter president named Bob Shoup. And if there's enough light back there, you can see Bob's hair color, so now you know how long the student chapter program's been around. So, in all fairness to everyone who's involved in making student programs work, there's a lot of names that have to be dropped, and certainly all the people that have served on the student chapter committee, and if all those people could please stand and be recognized. We have faculty sponsors, which are integral to keeping us plugged into the universities. There's obviously industry liaisons like Bob and the other sponsor representatives here. Specifically noted in a lot of the documentation at the beginning of the program were 4 names that came up repeatedly. One was the previous executive director, Fred Dix, Don Oneski, who is sitting down at the front table, and 2 AAPG staff, Norma Newby and Donna Riggs. And these people have stuck by this program forever, and you need to give them a great round of applause. So we're now at a point in time where we have, at any given time, approximately 130 student chapters active, representing thousands of student members. Student field trips full every single year, never a problem. And we're now in a situation where we have student chapters being very energized by participating in Imperial Barrel, and the Imperial Barrel Award also helping us recruit new student members. So the student membership is skyrocketing. And it all goes back to the group of people that had the guts to go to the executive committee in 1979 and to try to get them to fund this. And this was a very different model from anything that had been done in AAPG. We all know the discussion of the demographics of our industry. And in 1979, it was very unimodal. We're a little bit bimodal now because of the number of students and young professionals we have. But all the people I just mentioned, all the programs I mentioned exist today because there was a person that was the glue to all the people. And it was the first mentor of the subsequent mentors that have handed off to me, that have handed off to Richard. And that's the man that we're honoring tonight. And 5 or 6 years running now, how long have we had the award, Richard? About 5 or 6 years, we named the Jim Hartman Service to Students Award to specifically acknowledge a gentleman who had a very strong influence early on the success we see today and who stuck with us ever since. And Jim has been active and interested, and Richard's had a lot of talks with him recently. He's been supporting the programs both with his knowledge and with some financial support, and it's greatly appreciated. So it's my real pleasure to introduce Jim Hartman.
Nice big smiles. You just won a present. There you go.
Well, I must say I'm a little bit flabbergasted and almost speechless, but I've never had that problem before. So anyhow, Bill did an excellent job of encapsulating the program from the day we started. There was 1 or 2 things that he left out, which I will mention, and so that you get the full picture. First of all, we had 6 members from the membership committee that put together the bylaws and the operations manual. And these were Jules Bronstein, Charlie Dodge, Dave Eby, O.T. Hayward, Jim Knoll, and myself. And so I just wanted to mention these other people that were equally involved as I was. And the first 6 schools that were supposed to be just a pilot program were, excuse me, the University of New Orleans, Oklahoma, SMU, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, and we picked one that was out of the oil patch country, and we picked Maryland. So that was the first 6 schools that have now expanded to what we heard Bill say, what, 130 or 140 chapters? Absolutely amazing. If you'd asked me in 1979 what the number of schools and the number of students would be in 2010 or 11, I sure as hell would never have guessed the number that's here. It's just those who have been the leadership in this have just done a fantabulous job. How's that? And of course, and all the student members that attend and benefit from it. So it's just my pleasure to say, keep going. And that's why I set up that endowment to help the student chapter program to survive. So good luck. May you get to 200 before I die. Thank you.
For only the second time, we have dual awardees of the Jim Hartman Service to Students Award. And I'll read you just the short reason why we give it. Award in recognition to long-term support of AAPG student members and significant contributions to the education and professional development of young geoscientists. Simple, huh? The first awardee can't be with us tonight, but we will send her a videotape of this presentation along with her plaque. And it's my pleasure to read the citation for giving this award to Connie Mongold, past chair of the IBA committee. The Imperial Barrel Award competition is amongst the most logistically and fiscally challenging international annual programs undertaken by the AAPG. Wow, I write better than I thought. Did you proof this, Richard? Since 2007, the evolution of the program has been extraordinary, with only 7 schools participating in the inaugural year to 104 participating in 2012. This places a daunting task upon the IBA committee to successfully implement the program while applying the discipline necessary to ensure the rapid evolution and expansion of the program abides by sound business and scientific practice. As the 2007 and 2009 chair of the IBA committee, Connie Mongold successfully steered the committee and program into uncharted waters and fueled the momentum and success that the program exhibits today. Connie's parallel consideration of program development, issues of regulation, and involvement and deployment of volunteers exhibited extraordinary awareness of the challenges to and solutions for the short-term stabilization of the program. She was a seminal influence on what the program would become, how it is administered, and what the key issues are for continued success. She accomplished this while navigating the sometimes difficult waters of being a young professional, endeavoring to foster her own professional success while spending great effort and time as a loyal and accomplished AAPG volunteer. For her bold contributions and successes, the AAPG recognizes Connie for her outstanding efforts, personal sacrifices, and record of accomplishment as a true champion of students and young professionals. So, Connie, into the camera, you deserve this. Congratulations.
Guess I'll just take it off, Bill. My name is Brian Falk. I work for Chesapeake Energy, for those of you who don't know me. It's a great honor to present this co-award to Steve Veal for his service to the Imperial Barrel Award. His citation is... Hold him up, right? Steve? Yeah, Steve, come to the stage, because I'd like you to stand up here while I just pour praise on you. Steve, we're on a schedule. Come on. All right, man. Steve didn't know I could keep a secret. The Imperial Barrel Award competition has expanded rapidly over the last 4 years, growing from 7 participating teams in 2007 to 104 in 2012. Steve Veal has served as the chair of the IBA committee since 2009 and took over a promising new program from Connie Mongold. Building on Connie's momentum, Steve has ensured the future viability of the program through relentless fundraising and directed the program from being entirely subsidized by the executive committee to over a $500,000 campaign this year. Under Steve's guidance, the committee has been able to provide schools new to the program with the consultation and resources necessary to compete at a high level, encouraging repeat participation. The IBA competition provides future geologists a foreshadowing of what's to come professionally. Through his role as committee chair, Steve not only helped to cultivate technical skills among participants, like me, but provided many of them with their first personal experience with AAPG. Steve's leadership helped to ensure this was a memorable first impression of what AAPG has to offer young members. At the culmination of his stewardship of the IBA committee, his legacy will be the future achievements of a young generation of active AAPG members he helped to inspire. Steve has served this professional society for over 2 decades in a number of roles, but for his devotion in growing the IBA program to its current prominence, the AAPG recognizes him with this most deserved award.
Yeah. I'd like to now invite Jessica Poteet to the stage. She's going to talk about a new program we started this year called the YouTube Competition.
Hi guys, thanks for your attention and being quiet, please. The YouTube program is a relatively new program and we are hoping to expand it, and I don't have actually much to say except to announce the winner of this year's program, which is the University of Suez. I'll now play their video, and unfortunately no one could be here today to represent them, so hopefully their video will speak for themselves. Thank you.
I would like to do two things. First thing, in a second here, we're going to have President-elect Ted Beaumont come on stage and say a few words in place of Dr. Weimer, who is unable to make it, unfortunately. But before we do that, I'd like to recognize one person in particular. If you have ever sent an email to somebody at the AAPG, there's a very high likelihood it's gone to Mike Malinick. He works tirelessly to ensure these programs work flawlessly. So, Mike, please come on stage for a second. And now, President-elect Mr. Beaumont.
Well, thanks very much. Paul Weimer sends his regrets that he couldn't be here. He's got a bad chest cold, probably from partying too much. Anyway, thank you all for participating, and I want to encourage you to continue in your AAPG membership. When you get a chance to become a full member of AAPG, I hope you'll do that. We have these programs that pay for your student membership, but when it comes around to becoming an active member, please do so. We really need you guys, and if you will do that, you'll be the next Bill Houston or Bob Shoup or Jim Hartman. Anyway, have a great convention. Thanks again, and see you next year.
In order to close this out, we're going to let the YPs come on stage. They have some prizes to give out for the YP competition. Would John Allen please come to the stage?
My elaborate drawing box here, so. So first, I just wanted to say really quick, the Young Professionals host the Student Young Professional Meet and Greet, and we aim to pair students and young professionals with experienced professionals, not only so that we can learn more about industry, but also about our organization. And this year we had over 100 people participate in that event, which was really great. This is the 4th year that we've held the meet and greet, and it's been a really successful program. We also do a networking challenge, and so we challenge students and young professionals to go out onto the exhibition floor during the icebreaker and start to build and grow their network, which in my opinion is one of the most valuable things that you will get from AAPG. It's going to last you the rest of your career. And so with that, let's see who are the lucky people who completed the network challenge and will receive some cash prizes. So with 3rd place for $50, we have Tiffany Piercy. And I should say that go see Vicki Bagley. Vicki, could you just wave where you are? So go see Vicki to pick up your prize. For 2nd place, and I apologize on any names. I'm sorry if I butcher them. Just out of the way. 2nd place with $100, we have Bamadel Ajasogun. And then 1st place for $200, we have Henrietta Ednesonis. So thank you.
Anybody you saw on the stage tonight, please take a second to go say hi to them. Network. The bar's up until 8. Thank you all for coming.